Hi, this is Dr. Sage Breslin, and coming to you from a little quiet spot near my place where it's just maybe easier to take a breath and to acknowledge that we finally stepped out of summer and into fall, degree by degree. And I want to just acknowledge that, this is a season where we're really preparing to our winter's hibernation, right? We're beginning to let go, just like the leaves begin to fall to the ground off the trees. This is a time where we begin to investigate what we want to take into our hibernation den, into our cave during the winter time. We're also heading towards a full moon and a new moon. And so in the full moon, we're sort of growing our desires. And as that full moon crests over and begins to wane, we begin our letting go process. So for many of you, you've been in unhealthy relationships and you stay. And I have no judgment, been there, done that. You stay because it's easier, you stay because of the kids, you stay because it's harder to even begin to understand what it would look like if you didn't. You stay because you've been trained to stay, not just the legacy of our parents and our communities and our faith systems, but you've even been trained by the person that you're with to stay. And when we're in long-term unhealthy relationships, it's easier to just adapt to their reality. And their reality is you stay, you take care of me, you stay, you do what I say, you stay because I say so. And so as you're preparing for this waning moon, this new moon, and as you're preparing to move into the hibernation of winter, ask yourself if once again you want to take that unhealthy relationship with you into the cave. Is that really going to be in your best interests? Because the hibernation is actually a phase where we're quietly preparing and growing and generating. Think of it as maybe an emotional impregnation, right? So that when you come into spring, it is the opportunity to give birth to new plans, ideas, new relationships, new lives. So the hibernation is really important to think about what you take in there with you. And if you are ready to really consider exiting unhealthy relationships, I want to just say how much I'll be there for you. I want to just say how important that process is. And I also want to comment on the grief that's inherent in surrendering and letting go. So often my clients will say, but I loved him or I loved her. And now is an opportunity to love yourself more. Let me say that again. Now is an opportunity to love yourself more, 10 times more, 100 times more, 1 billion times more. Now is the time to really embrace yourself. When you can let go of an unhealthy mortal love, a human love, and really embrace self-love, you're embracing an eternal love. You're embracing the divine love that flows through you. That's what self-love is. It's embracing everything that the divine has brought to you, been to you, is to you. And so imagine that if you can bask in a love that has no end and no beginning, that is eternal, imagine the transformational, orgastic experience that could have for you. Being single is hard. I like being in a relationship. Absolutely. And I think most people do. But being in an unhealthy relationship really doesn't work for anyone. and being single and being invested in and embracing that self-love, it can offer more to you than any unhealthy pairing could possibly. So perhaps it's time for that self-love, because self-love, even in hibernation, or especially in hibernation, will allow you to generate and grow and prompt forth a new life for yourself pretty darn soon. This is Dr. Sage Breslin, and I'm looking forward to hearing your comments.